Hello everyone. Today I am going to explain the mirror equation. Since this equation is having the word mirror, so we will take into consideration both the kinds of mirrors. That is the converging mirror and the diverging mirror. So we will say that how the concave mirror and convex mirror help us to derive this mirror equation. Well, this equation is applicable for both the kinds of mirror. We will first take into consideration the concave mirror because we know that this is applicable. This formula never changes even if we change the types of mirror. So we will take the concave mirror, and you are already familiar with the points which lies on the principal axis, right? So focus is the midpoint in between the pole and center of curvature, and the line which joins all these points is known as the principal axis. So about these all points we are already familiar with, right? Now we will see what is the relation in between the equations which we are going to derive. So let us consider an object which is at a finite distance from the pole, and we will draw a usual diagram to get the image, which will of course will be the real one. So this is the image, this is the object, right? Now we will see that how this gives us the mirror equation. So let me first write down the equation. 1 by V plus 1 by U is equal to 1 by X. What does this letter symbolize? V is for image distance, U is object distance, and F is the focal length. V is the image distance. So this is our image, right? So the distance of this image from the pole will be our V. This is our V. Also U is the object distance. So we will consider this distance of object from the pole as U, and F, focal length, is the length in between principal focus and the pole. So this will be our F. So this is our mirror formula. Now you may wonder that instead of this position, if we change the position of the object in front of the mirror, will it affect the relation of mirror equation? Answer is no. Any position of the object in front of spherical mirror is not going to affect the formula in any way. This formula is true for all the kinds of spherical mirror, right? Or for any position of the object for spherical mirror. Now we will see that how to derive this equation. So in order to prove this mirror formula, there is one thing that is to be understood about the concept of similar triangles. So you might have come across the property of similarity of two triangles, that how to prove that two triangles are similar or congruent to each other in your maths. So let us review that first. So we will first see the properties to prove that two triangles are similar or congruent. So in simple language we can say that two triangles are similar to each other if they have the similar shapes, right? So if for instance these two given triangles, triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR, right? So this triangle will be similar to this triangle, right? These two triangles will be also similar to each other. But there are some certain criteria in order to prove the similarities. We will come across those rules and criteria to prove the congruency and similarity of two triangles. Okay, so what's so special about the similarity of these two triangles? So whenever any two triangles are similar to each other, the corresponding sides of these two triangles will be equal to each other. Okay, so if these two triangles are congruent or similar, then the corresponding sides, AB is corresponding to PQ. These two ratios we will take, AB upon PQ, corresponding these two sides, that is BC upon QR, will be equal to third corresponding side, that is AC corresponding to PR, right? So if these two triangles are similar, then the ratio of the corresponding sides of these two triangles will be also equal to each other. Because the second thing about the similarity of two triangles is that if two triangles are similar, then the measure of the corresponding angles of those two triangles will be also equal to each other. So for instance, if these two triangles are similar, then the corresponding angles will be also equal to each other. If this is A, B, C and this is P, Q, R, then the corresponding angles, angle A will be equal to angle P. These two corresponding angles, angle P will be equal to angle Q, and these two will be also equal to each other. This works in the reverse also. This is termed as AAA test of similarity. AAA test of similarity. We have other criteria also in order to prove the congruency, but here these two facts are going to help us to derive this mirror equation. So let us come back to the diagram for proving the mirror equation. So first of all, in this ray diagram, at the back portion of this spherical mirror, here I am going to draw a tangent. Okay, so this is the tangent which I have drawn, and as you can see that this straight tangent is touching the pole of this spherical mirror right here. Okay, now from the upper portion of this object, from this point of the object, let us draw a parallel line which touches point B of this tangent, and from this point of the image, let us draw another parallel line which touches point D on this tangent. Note that point B and D are not on the mirror. They are actually on the tangents at point D. Okay. So because of this smaller aperture of this mirror that we have taken, these 2 points are very close to each other. So we will assume as that due to smaller aperture, this point and this point, this curve, the point on this curve portion and this point on this curve portion, and the point on this tangent and this point on the tangent, these 2 points will be considered as 1 point on the tangent. These 2 points will also be considered as 1 point on the tangents and not on the mirror, right? Okay, so we will see now that how to test the similarity, because here we have to use the concept of similarity in order to prove the equation. The distance from here to here which touches the point B will be U, as if we know that the distance between 2 parallel lines are always same. So this will be also U, this will be also U. Also, this distance of the image to point D will be V. Okay, as if this will be also V. This point from point here to here will be also V. Whereas the distance between principal focus and pole will be taken as point F. That is the focal length, right? So this here we are going to apply that property to prove the similarity of triangle also. So here you see in triangle ABF, let us consider this as point F. This is actually point F. So in triangle ABF, and due to this point on the tangent, here we have this triangle, that is DPF. Are these 2 triangles similar to each other? Yes, these 2 triangles are similar to each other, and we are going to prove this, that these 2 are similar and congruent. How come? Let us consider in triangle ABF and triangle DPF, right? What is the similarity in between these 2 triangles? These 2 triangles, we have angle ABC equal to angle DPF equal to 90 degree. This is the first similarity. Now, in order to understand this clearly, let me draw this separately over here. So this is our angle ABF, and this is the angle DPF. We are going to prove that these 2 angles are similar. These 2 triangles are similar. Okay, so I have told that this angle B and this angle P are similar to each other. These 2 are equal to each other because both are right angle at angle B and angle P. Now what about these angles? Angle AFB and angle DFP. Are these 2 angles also equal? So yes, these 2 angles will be also equal to each other because they are vertically opposite to each other. Whenever 2 lines intersect each other, then their vertically opposite angles are equal. So angle AFB will be equal to angle DFP because they are vertically opposite angles. What about angle A and angle P? Are these 2 angles also equal to each other? with the very basic logic, we know that when two sets of angles are equal, then the third set also has to be equal to each other. So this angle BAF will be equal to angle DPF by CPCT. Okay? So these two sets are equal. That is why this also has to be equal to each other. And we will say that triangle ABF is similar to triangle DPF. We have used AAA test of similarity in order to prove that triangle ABF is similar to triangle DPF. So also we know that if two triangles are similar, then the ratio of their corresponding sides are also equal. So we will take the ratio, that is AB and DP. AB and DP, these are the corresponding sides. So AB upon DP, ratio of corresponding sides will be equal to BF upon TF, and this will be equal to AF upon DF. AF upon DF. Here we have considered all the corresponding sides, but we are not really interested to this corresponding side, so we are going to omit this. We will ignore this ratio and we will consider these two corresponding sides ratio. Now what is BF and PF? BF and PF. If you will see here, PF is nothing but the focal length. So instead of PF, we will write F over here. Now what about BF? If you will see here in the ray diagram, BF is this distance. And also BP. What is BP? BP is the total distance of the object from the pole. That is the object distance. So if this is the U, then what is BF? This will be U minus F. This will be U minus F, because this is our F. So this distance between B and F will be U minus F. So instead of BF, we are going to write U minus F. Now looking at the left hand side ratio, AB and DP. AB and DP is nothing but the height of object and height of image. So instead of AB and DP, we will write here AB is height of object, and DP is the height of image. This is our equation number 1. This is not the relation that we are actually going to derive. Here we have to find out the other triangle also, and we have to prove the similarity of those two triangles in order to find out the relation. Let us look into another set of triangles, that is triangle AB-F and triangle BPF, that is BPF, right? These are the triangles that we are taking into consideration, and we will prove that these two triangles are also similar by AAA test of similarity. This is quite simple as we have done before. If triangle AB-F is similar to triangle BPF, then the ratio of their corresponding sides will be equal. I already mentioned that these two are similar by AAA test of similarity, right? Now corresponding sides. Which are the corresponding sides? AB and BP. So, sorry, AB dash and BP are the ratio of two corresponding sides. This will be equal to B dash F upon PF. And also this will be equal to AF corresponding to BF. So AF upon BF. These are the corresponding sides ratio. Now we will omit this one because we are not interested to find out the ratio of the third side. So AB dash and BP dash. What is AB dash? AB dash is the height of image. And what is BP? BP is the height of object, right? This is height of object. This will be also height of object. This is height of image. This will be also, this distance will be also height of image. So instead of AB dash, what we are going to write? We will write AB dash as HI and BP as HO, height of object. This will be equal to B dash F. What is B dash F? Let me draw it here. B dash F A, and this triangle we have considered BP, right? So you see here, we have to find out what is B dash F. What is this distance? We know this distance is the focal length. Okay, and this whole distance is our V. Now what will be this one? This will be V minus F, right? So if this is V, this whole distance is V, this is F, and this distance will be V minus F. So instead of V dash F, we will write V minus F. And what is TF? TF is our focal length. So here we will write F. This is our equation number 2. So equation number 1 was HO upon HI was equal to U minus F divided by F. This was equation number 1. And this is our equation number 2. If we invert this equation, then what we are going to get? We will get HO by HI equal to this F will go in this part and V minus F will come to the downward part. So we will invert this portion also. F by V minus F. This will be equation number 3, right? So only we are going to consider equation number 1 and 3. On solving and simplifying, what we are going to get, let us see here. If you will notice the left hand side of these two equations, you will find these two are similar. So only we will consider the right hand portion because these will cancel each other. And on the right hand side, we will consider we will equate the right hand side terms. That is U minus F by F is equal to F minus F by V minus F. So here we will take the right hand side of equation 1 and 3 and we are going to equate these two terms. That is U minus F by F is equal to F by V minus F. We will cross multiply and simplify. On cross multiplying we will get U minus F into V minus F is equal to F into F, that is F square. Let us expand the bracket. U into V, UV, minus U into F, minus UF, minus F into F, minus VF, minus F into F, plus F square, equal to F square, right? Here you see F square and F square will cancel each other and we are left with UV is equal to, let us bring these two on the right hand side, UF plus VF. Okay. So this is the equation that we have got. But also we have to proceed on dividing both sides by UVF. Then only we will get the mirror equation. On dividing both sides by UVF, we get what we are going to get. Let us write this equation here. UV equal to UF plus VF. Now we will divide these two sides with UVF. So let us divide UVF. This also with UVF. Here also UVF. Let us see which terms cancel each other. Here on dividing UV, here also UV cancelled. We will be left with 1 by F. Now let us look at the right hand side. Here UF, here also UF. We are left with 1 by V. Plus this is V and F. So VF, here also VF cancel each other and we are left with 1 by U. And this is our final equation. Let us rewrite over here. 1 by U plus 1 by V is equal to 1 by F. This is our required mirror formula that we were supposed to derive, that we were intended to find out. This formula we will be using in order to solve the numerical questions. See you all in my next video.